Here we have the current stock market update for MicroStrategy Incorporated, stock ticker MSTR. Before we begin with today's chart analysis, if you find these educational materials to be helpful in your trading, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts below in the comments section so that other traders can find this information more easily on the platform. So as we can see here, what we're looking at is the 4-hour price chart. Each candle on this price chart represents a 4-hour trading period. And what we're going to be doing here is just sort of taking a bit of a broader view because Bitcoin has seen some fairly significant price moves recently. So this has affected stocks like MicroStrategy and Coinbase, Mara Holdings, Riot blockchain. So what we're going to be looking at here specifically is really the formation of what would be considered to be a triple top resistance pattern that is starting to develop on these middle to longer term timeframes. So if we just sort of zoom in a bit here, we can see that this is a level that has been tested roughly on 3 separate occasions. You can kind of roughly refer to this as right around $180. This is not an exact price level because we have seen some differences in these ultimate highs that have been posted. But for the most part, we do really need to see. I mean, if you're long the stock or bullish on the prospects for this stock, what you really do need to see at this point is a clear break above this level, because as we can see here, in the past, share price movements to the downside have been fairly substantial after sort of making failures at this level. So we can sort of see these price movements here, have sort of fallen quite sharply to the downside. We've seen lows as low as 102.40. That hasn't happened every time. The initial low came in at 120, just above 120. But these are still fairly significant price movements here to the downside after the stock has had failures at this level. And as we can see, we really haven't broken above here yet. So these might seem like very significant price movements, and they are on the shorter term basis. But if we sort of pull out a bit here onto the 4-hour time frame, it does become clear that this is a very clearly defined triple top resistance zone. So the question here, basically at this point, mostly is, will this price level start to break here? It'll be difficult to sort of know when that is going to be occurring because, as you can see, these are not exact price levels. I think it's very obvious to see the overall structure here, and that it is a triple top, or you can even maybe refer to it as a quadruple top if you wanted to point to maybe these two areas here, or even these two areas here. But the main issue is here is that this has been tested on several occasions, even though the price levels are not exact. So even if we do start to see small breaks to the top side, I wouldn't say that necessarily means that this formation has been broken to the top side. You really will need to see some fairly significant price movements higher. And I would say that you would really even need to see share prices sort of break above here and then fall to retest that area from the top and then bounce again in order to sort of confirm that this actual structure has broken. So, just quickly, I will look at the indicator reading here because overall this is showing positive readings. There are some sort of near-term kind of negatives that have developed here. Be roughly here would be an example. But for the most part, this is a very, long, it's very much a longer term downtrend. I'm sorry, downward on the indicator reading. At the bottom of the indicator reading, we are seeing an uptrend that has formed, which does tell us that positive momentum is still underlying the stock, even though we are seeing some shorter term activity that is posting in the bearish direction. So, currently, overall, this is a fairly stable uptrend here, and it would take a lot of downside price movement in order to break this. So that is one factor that is sort of supporting share prices at the moment. So just to sort of close out the video here, I will look on the shorter term time frames because the 4-hour price chart is actually a bit of a longer term view. So we will move down to we'll do the 30-minute price chart here quickly. So as we can see here within this trend wave structure, there are some support levels that have started to become fairly obvious. This initial break at 152 was really the breakout point, and that was a bit more obvious on the 4-hour price chart. But once share prices did break above that 152.75 resistance level that we were watching, that is really when most of this kind of upward surge really started to happen. There was a lot more two-way activity, or at least some pullbacks that were seen previously prior to that breakout. But once that breakout did occur, we did see some fairly significant price movements to the top side. So all of this does mean that share price support has sort of moved up to roughly 157.50. If we did see a break below there, then I would expect pressure to the top side to start to abate and slow down. We would probably at the very least be looking at a bit of a sideways consolidation pattern at that point. But we would really need to see a break of that area first. So overall, what we can see that has started to develop here is really a bit of a range here at these upper levels. Where share prices are really seeing some resistance coming in right around 179.60, just below that 180 mark to the top side, and then roughly 157.50 to this downside. If we do break below 157.50, I would then suspect that we would also be trading below the exponential moving average cluster. These are moving averages, so we can't exactly make that determination before it happens, because these moving averages could move into different areas as that break occurs. But I would suspect here that once we do see a share price break of 152.75, if we do see a break below there, you would also probably be trading below the exponential moving average cluster as well at that point. So I would expect the upside momentum to start to slow if we do see prices move into that area. So finally, we'll just take one final look at that 4-hour price chart, because I do want to sort of show that breakout point, like what exactly this looked like. Because we were looking at this 152.75 area previously. As we can see here, this is really where the price gaps started to form to the top side, and share prices really started to kind of surge in that area. So this was ultimately the main level of resistance to be watching. This was an old high that we had been watching previously. So it wasn't really a surprise that if we were able to break above that area, that some stop loss activity starts to trigger at that point, and the selling pressure can start to accelerate. But overall, you still have to be dealing with this triple top resistance structure, and it's a bit of a messy structure. It's not really a clean price level. That's one exact price level. So it's going to be a little bit difficult to make a determination about whether or not this is actually broken to the top side. So here's the current stock market update from MicroStrategy Incorporated, stock ticker MSTR. Our high-value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high-conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk-to-reward metrics that target massive, market-beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market, lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership, and start trading stocks with the pros.